Let's go, let's go, let's go, and welcome to the Fort Lee Regional Chamber of Commerce presents Members at Work podcast. I'm your host, Fela, and we're here recording at the One of One Production Studios in Fort Lee, New Jersey. And today's featured member is Steve Selvar from Fort Lee Pizza. Established in 1923, but Stephen and his business partner, Andrew Horowitz, took over in 2019, keeping the values the same as we were talking off camera. So let's get into that. This is a Fort Lee tradition, Fort Lee Pizza. So how did you get into that?
Thank you very much, Fela, and thanks for having us. Just one correction, it was 1973. 1923.
Oh,
but that's
my bad.
okay. That's okay. It's still a long time, and we've been doing this a long time.
Still a minute, yeah.
But close enough, close enough. So, yeah, we took over Fort Lee Pizza a few years ago, but honestly, our whole mantra about Fort Lee Pizza is keeping with the tradition. Fort Lee Pizza was founded in 1973 by the Police family, Benny and Maria Police. And it was carried forward by their son, Rick Police, who carried forward that tradition until recently. And we, as members of the community, I grew up in Fort Lee since I was, for the last 30 years. I've lived in and around Fort Lee. My parents still live in Fort Lee. And we've been very much about carrying on that tradition. So that's been our whole theme.
Yeah. Speaking of tradition, I mean, you even have the workers that have been there for 30 years still. I mean, that just continue to have the same ingredients, the same high standards that have been around since 73.
One of the reasons that Rick asked us to carry on the tradition of Fort Lee Pizza was because we wanted to be true to that. And it really carried through to the workers, correct.
Mm-hmm.
We have a gentleman, his first name is Ottaviano, and I won't try to pronounce his last name, but Ottaviano is from Italy. He's actually going to turn 90 years old on April 22nd. Wow. And he's been working for Fort Lee Pizza for just about coming upon 30 years. He literally makes the dough every morning at 4:30 a.m. every morning. So we have a huge shout out to him this month, and we're going to have a big celebration. So please come by the store on April 22nd. But yes, we're blessed to have him and the other members, many of whom have worked there somewhere between 12 and 20 years, and we've maintained that staff, most importantly in the kitchen, who actually make the food the same way we've been making it for many, many decades.
Oh, fantastic. Well, how did pandemic and things like that, how did that affect business? And
we were required as per the regulations to shut down indoor dining, but other than shutting down indoor dining temporarily at certain points during the pandemic, nothing really changed for us. We put in screens to protect the workers and obviously wore masks and everything like that, put in full cleaning crews and disinfected frequently the store. We were fortunate to not have any major outbreaks at all.
Nice.
Very, very one or two cases really over the whole pandemic, and we were very fortunate for that. Knock on wood, does not have any major issues there.
Nice.
But I would tell you that I think, served the community well in the sense that one of the things we were built for is delivery and takeout, and
exactly.
that's always been over 90% of our business.
Oh, okay.
50%
Nice.
roughly takeout and about 40% delivery is
right.
really what we thrive on. So that actually fit very well for the pandemic environment.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There's a lot of takeout going on during that time, so that's great. What made you decide to join the chamber?
So, like I said, my parents and I grew up since I was a teenager in Fort Lee. Have always admired the chamber as a fixture in the community and bringing business people together.
Yeah.
We feel like we want to be not only serve the community in terms of food, but we also want to be part of the community in terms of betterment of the community, doing the right thing, whether it's charitable organizations, whether it's discussing with other businesses how we can interact, all of those things. We feel like the Chamber does a really good job of that communication.
All right. How long have you been a part of it?
So since we bought this business.
Certainly, they were already
correct.
A part of.
That's
okay,
correct.
a legacy.
That's correct.
Man.
So
like, nice.
I don't know how long they were prior.
Yeah.
But it's been, I'm sure, many decades.
Oh,
yes.
exactly. Wow, that's amazing. So, going forward, what are the goals for Fort Lee Pizza in growth, and what do you want to do?
Yeah. So one of the things certainly that we like to pride ourselves on is not just the everyday piece of pizza or takeout order for dinner that we already serve and we've served for many years, but I think one of the things is certainly our catering expertise is excellent.
Okay.
There's obviously a lot of office buildings and office parks near us, especially moving up toward Englewood Cliffs and moving down toward the bridge. So we want to serve them as best we can, interact with them quite a bit, and I think we provide a very reasonably priced product in a very efficient manner to the community.
Yeah, I'll give you props. We've had podcasts order from you guys, and it's always been nice, hot, ready to go. Yeah, so we're definitely clients of you guys. So
okay, terrific. Thank you. We appreciate the support.
No problem. Are there any closing things that you would like to get into? What you would like for other members and everybody to know about with Fort Lee Pizza?
No, I don't think anything too dramatic. I think we want to make sure that we would love to, for you to come in, say hello to us. We want to keep it like a family place. It's very much of a family type of atmosphere, both inside in our indoor dining now that's back open, and our outdoor dining. We have a nice little outdoor space, which is really, really nice for the summer months, especially coming up now. So we like to always invite people in and enjoy, both our food and hopefully our atmosphere.
Yeah. Well, I haven't even been there. I've only gotten delivery. So now I'll have to check out the birthday party for.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I have to show up for that. Thank you so much, Stephen, for coming on. You guys are an institution in Fort Lee, and we're looking forward to seeing you guys for many, many more years, because we're in that business suites that you're talking about that you guys go to quite a bit, and I see actually on this floor too. So thank you so much for coming on, and that's it. From One of One Production Studios, I'm your host, Fela, and here with Stephen of Fort Lee Pizza. Please go check it out. Pick up, delivery, all the good stuff now. Let's go.
Thank you.